Cancer is a complex disease that can arise from a variety of factors including genetic predisposition, environmental exposures, and lifestyle choices. While advances in medical science have led to improved detection methods and treatment options, certain types of cancer remain particularly aggressive and challenging to manage effectively. Early detection through regular screenings and adopting healthy habits can significantly improve outcomes for those affected by cancer. Gunshot deaths occur when a firearm is discharged, resulting in penetration and damage to vital organs or major arteries and vessels, leading to severe injury or rapid loss of blood. Contrary to what some believe, a gunshot is not always fatal. For example, a bullet to the foot will hardly kill you in most circumstances, but a bullet to the brain is almost certainly lethal. The nature of a gunshot death across the board is due to irreparable damage to vital parts of the human body. Stabbing involves the penetration of the skin and underlying tissues by a sharp object such as a knife or a similar weapon, causing internal bleeding and potential damage to vital organs, which can lead to death. Similar to a gunshot, the cause of death is generally decided by where the impact occurs and how severe the damage is. A neck snap is a traumatic event where the head undergoes a sudden and forceful movement relative to the neck. This movement can cause severe damage to the spinal cord, which plays a crucial role in transmitting signals between the brain and the rest of the body. As a result, the body loses its ability to regulate essential functions such as breathing and heart rate, leading to immediate death in most cases. The force involved in a neck snap can vary, but even a relatively minor injury to the spinal cord in this manner, at best if you avoid death, could cause you full body paralysis. Death by burning is a harrowing outcome of exposure to intense heat or flames, which inflicts severe damage to the skin and underlying tissues. The body's response to such trauma often includes shock, where blood pressure drops dramatically and the body struggles to deliver oxygen and nutrients to vital organs. Organ failure can swiftly follow, as the body's systems become overwhelmed by the extent of the injury. Despite advances in medical treatment, the damage caused by burns can be extensive and challenging to manage, frequently resulting in critical conditions and loss of life. Fatal falls are the result of individuals experiencing a significant drop from a height, causing a cascade of injuries that can be fatal. The impact of the fall often leads to severe trauma, including head injuries, spinal fractures, and internal bleeding. These injuries can be particularly devastating as they affect critical structures such as the brain, spinal cord, as well as major blood vessels and organs. Despite advances in emergency medicine and trauma care, the injuries sustained in a fatal fall can be too severe for medical intervention to reverse, often resulting in a gruesome and tragic loss of life. Deaths in war are the grim consequence of various factors that unfold in conflict zones around the world. Combat injuries inflicted during armed engagements are a significant contributor to casualties, with projectiles, explosives, and other weapons causing severe harm to combatants and civilians alike. Additionally, exposure to hazardous environments such as bombings, chemical agents, or harsh weather conditions can lead to fatalities. The lack of access to medical care and essential resources further compounds the situation as injuries and illnesses go untreated, exacerbating the risk of death. Despite efforts to mitigate these risks, the realities of war continue to claim countless lives to this day. Roadkill encompasses a grim reality of human fatalities resulting from collisions with vehicles on roads or highways. These incidents typically occur due to a variety of factors including speeding, reckless driving, impaired driving, and failure to obey traffic laws. Pedestrians, cyclists, and motorists are all vulnerable to the dangers of road traffic accidents, with collisions often resulting in severe injuries or fatalities. Despite efforts to improve road safety through measures such as infrastructure upgrades, public awareness campaigns, and law enforcement, roadkill remains a significant cause of death worldwide. Drowning is a distressing event that transpires when a person's airway becomes submerged in water or another fluid, preventing the intake of oxygen crucial for survival. As the body is deprived of oxygen, a cascade of physiological responses unfolds, including the inability to breathe, loss of consciousness, and ultimately death. Even in cases where individuals are rescued from the water, the prolonged deprivation of oxygen can result in severe brain damage or other complications. Drowning remains a leading cause of accidental death worldwide, emphasizing the importance of water safety measures and vigilant supervision, particularly in recreational settings. Death by starvation is a dire outcome of prolonged deprivation of essential nutrients, which leads to severe malnutrition and the gradual shutdown of vital bodily functions. When the body is deprived of adequate nourishment for an extended period, it begins to consume its own tissues, including muscle and organ tissue, in a desperate attempt to sustain basic metabolic processes. However, this process is unsustainable in the long term, and eventually organ failure occurs as the body exhausts its reserves. Despite the body's remarkable adaptability to survive periods of limited food intake, prolonged starvation inevitably leads to irreversible damage and ultimately death. Fatal drug overdoses are the tragic result of individuals consuming substances in quantities that surpass the body's capacity to metabolize or tolerate them. When this occurs, the substances exert a profound impact on the central nervous system, often leading to respiratory depression, where breathing slows or ceases altogether. Additionally, the substances can disrupt cardiac function, leading to irregular heartbeats or cardiac arrest. Organ failure may also ensue as the body's systems are overwhelmed by the toxic effects of the substances. Despite efforts to prevent and treat overdoses, they remain a significant public health concern. Work-related accidents resulting in fatalities can stem from a multitude of factors prevalent in diverse occupational settings. Falls represent a common hazard, particularly in elevated workspaces or construction sites. Machinery malfunctions present another significant risk, with heavy equipment and industrial machinery posing dangers such as entrapment, crushing injuries, or dismemberment if safety protocols are not followed rigorously. Exposure to hazardous materials, including toxic chemicals or gases, can lead to acute poisoning, respiratory complications, or long-term health effects that may culminate in death. Preventing workplace fatalities requires risk assessment, safety training, and regulatory compliance. AIDS stands for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome and is a serious medical condition caused by human immunodeficiency virus, better known as HIV, a virus that attacks and weakens the immune system, compromising the body's ability to defend against infections and diseases. HIV primarily targets CD4 cells, a type of white blood cell crucial for orchestrating the immune response. As the virus replicates and destroys these cells, the immune system becomes progressively compromised, leaving individuals susceptible to a wide range of opportunistic infections and cancers. If left untreated, HIV infection can advance to AIDS, characterized by a significant decline in immune function and the onset of severe symptoms and complications. Without proper medical intervention, opportunistic infections and diseases associated with AIDS can prove fatal. However, advancements in antiretroviral therapy have transformed HIV and AIDS from a once deadly diagnosis to a manageable chronic condition, enabling individuals living with HIV to lead longer and healthier lives. Death by crushing is a devastating outcome of the body being subjected to intense pressure or force, often in situations such as industrial accidents, structural collapses, or vehicular incidents. The immense force exerted on the body leads to severe internal injuries, including damage to vital organs, bones, and tissues. Depending on the nature and severity of the crushing force, death can occur swiftly or result from complications arising in the aftermath of the initial trauma. Despite advances in emergency medical care, the severity of crush injuries presents significant challenges for treatment, and fatalities unfortunately remain a somewhat common outcome in many cases. Being vaporized is a catastrophic event where the body is subjected to an extreme release of energy, typically in the form of intense heat or explosive force. This extraordinary energy completely annihilates the body, reducing it to vapor or small fragments in an instant. The sheer intensity of the event leaves no chance for survival, resulting in immediate and irreversible death. Vaporization can occur in various contexts, such as industrial accidents involving high-pressure steam or explosions, as well as military conflicts involving powerful explosives or weaponry, such as nuclear blasts. The devastating nature of vaporization underscores the immense destructive power unleashed in such events, leaving behind only traces of what once was.